welcome back to the Homesteaders channel. My name is Becky and I live on my homestead here in Central Florida. And today I'm going to show you my top ways on how I keep my chickens cool. I have almost 50 chickens, and when it gets hot here, you need to have ways to keep them cool. If not, they will die. So it can get up to, well, this summer has been brutal here in Florida. I'm sure in a lot of subtropical places you've experienced the same. Over 106 degrees, over 120 degrees heat index. It's been really hot. So I'm going to show you the ways that I keep my chickens cool. The first way is to give them frozen treats, like freezing salad or any greens or any leftovers in a maybe ice cube or in a pot like this. Chickens love fruit, so you can freeze fruit individually, maybe leftover fruit that's about to go bad. Anything that is in the freezer and it has a good nice coating of ice when it comes to food that they can have is a great idea to give your chickens. I mean, chickens love all things when it comes to greens, so my go-to would be greens and freezing those since they love greens. And when the greens are cold and are icy, it just helps them keep cool in the summer. You can also give them watermelon. Watermelon is a great source of water and it's really tasty for them, so you can throw them a watermelon if you want, cut them in pieces, but these are a great way to keep chickens cool. Another is to give them a little pool, like a little baby pool, a little kiddie pool. You can get this at the dollar store or at Walmart. Just fill it up, and the chickens, or even if you have turkeys like I do here, they love the pool. It just keeps their feet cool. They can also drink out of it if they want, but I would definitely recommend having a lot of water in this kiddie pool and keep it running, and make sure you clean it every week because it will get filthy. Chickens and turkeys or whatever type of birds have a lot of dirt on their feet and they're coming in and out, and things can grow in there. So I would definitely just keep it clean and watch your birds enjoy the nice cool water of the pool. You can also get some milk jugs and fill them up with water and freeze them and put them in your kiddie pool to also keep that water cool for all your chickens. Another great way to keep your chickens cool is to have trees. Now, we don't have that many trees. We have that tree over there and that one. So they do take advantage of it. But if you don't have a tree, any shade that you can provide is going to be helpful, or shade cloth. You can hook up some shade cloth, attach it to somewhere, just give them a little shade. Is pretty much the main reason how these chickens are actually surviving in this 110, 126 index, 110 and 126 index heat. So you don't need many trees, but as long as you have one and some good shade, it will help in the heat. This big tree also shades some part of the pasture, and as you can see, they're all there. Except for one loner over here. But most of them stay in the shade. Now, if you don't have trees, if you don't have a little overhang, sometimes a barn like this can be a place where they can hang out. So we actually have a little stall here that we don't really use right now, and they can get shade. If I wanted, I can hang some shade cloth off this, bring it out, and hook it up to a pole. But anything you can give and provide shade for them will be best. Setting up water misters is also a good idea to put around your farm where your chickens are. You don't have to have them up. There are some that you can get on Amazon that are really easy that you can just set up from the ground. So this is also a really good way to keep your chickens nice and cool in the heat. You can also get yourself some heat tolerant chickens. I actually have a lot of heat tolerant chickens. Some I can say, number one would be the Welsummer is a great one. The Leghorn, which come in white or brown, and also the Easter Egger are all great heat tolerant chickens to have. dust baths. So here in Florida, our ground is literally sand. So this tree provides shade, like I said last, and so does the sand here. It's actually sand. Now, if you don't have sand, you just have to make your own dust bath. Put some pictures up of different ways to make your own dust bath for your chickens. But dust baths are going to be a great way for them to keep cool, keep down their body temperature in the midst of summer heat. So this is all pretty much a whole dust bath here. I have about almost 50 chickens, and they definitely use this area. As you can see, all the little holes and indentations here are the chickens making their little dust baths themselves. So dust baths is a way to go. Keep your chickens nice and cool in the heat. Having a box fan or any type of fan that you can put in the coop or where they hang out on the overhang is a good way to keep them cool. This one's a no-brainer, but of course have water. Lots of it. I clean this thing every day. It's huge, and it's actually really helpful because it keeps the water flowing, especially an electric water, which I have to clean out. But this is also a good way to keep the water flowing for your chickens. Make sure they stay hydrated in the heat. Now, I wouldn't get the small waters. Either go big or go home, because it gets super hot here to where you need a bunch of water, even if you have a little bit of chickens. I mean, I have a lot of chickens all spread out everywhere, but this huge jug definitely does the job. I don't have to fill it as much. In addition to making sure your chickens have enough water in the heat, adding some type of electrolyte powder you get at your local feed store. You can put it in their water or in their feed, just to help them give them a little boost when it comes to that summer heat. The electrolyte water would definitely help them out. Or you can just put normal ice cubes in their water, in the waterer or in a baby pool like I showed you earlier. Just having a great amount of ice during the day to keep it cool is very helpful as well. I showed you my water earlier, but this is actually called a stainless steel automatic livestock waterer. I'll link this in the description below. Self-water is pretty much a must here in Central Florida. And if you're like me and sometimes have a lot of eggs that you don't know what to do with, making them in a pot and then putting them in like the deep freezer is a good way to also feed your chickens and feed them something cool. So I don't completely freeze the eggs, but when I make them, I just put them in a big pot, put them in my deep freezer, have them cool down a little bit, and maybe get a little bit of frost. But chickens love this cool treat, and they just always just demolish it. I hope all these tips help you keep your chickens cool in this summer heat. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and share this with your friends. I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay well, friends.